Welcome to Shadows of Doubt, a game where each person you come across has a chance of being more suspicious than the last. I start out my hilariously named city, enter my new detective name, and proceed to notice that there are actually two difficulty sliders. The motive behind this I'm not sure, but I keep the default settings to get the most authentic detective experience. After about 5 minutes of level generation, I get thrown straight into a 2-minute long cutscene. Get on with it, game. My city needs me. I get out of bed and almost immediately get jump scared by my phone ringing. I check the phone and hear a voice. Before I remember I'm schizophrenic, I dial 911. I may be a detective, but when it comes to the voices in my head, the proper authorities need to get involved. I find a note at my door that tells me to find a woman named Ji Woo Yu. I immediately walk over to my conveniently placed CD directory, which gives me her exact address faster than you can say doxed. Man, life must have been so much easier for criminals pre-cell phone and home security. What a time to be alive. Anywho, the police show up from when I called earlier with their guns drawn pointed directly at me. Some would say this is excessive force and endangerment, and I would agree. Give them temporary leave, with pay of course. That'll get them in tip-top shape in no time. I make my way over to the woman's apartment, and after casually breaking in with a key I found under her welcome mat, I find a woman dead on the floor. Before I tend to the poor woman's dying moments, I plot an escape route in case the killer comes back and gets any funny ideas. Always gotta look out for number one in scenarios like this. I first case the scene for clues and evidence, then I really put my detective hat on. Using my magical abilities, I decipher exactly when this woman died. I'm clearly supernatural and could have used my magic to solve world hunger or something, but instead I decided to be a detective who breaks into dead people's houses and steals their money. Pretty based and red-pilled, not gonna lie. I go over to the woman's phone to check who the most recent caller was. This ends up paying off, but the fact that this ends up helping me at all in this case astounds me. The last 10 callers in my phone are most likely DoorDash drivers, and my friend Rishi, the Nigerian prince. I'm still waiting on the 10 million he owes me, but I'm sure that'll come in soon enough. I find out using this conveniently placed address book that the most recent caller was from a number belonging to a man named Duarte. Someone must have heard me say a somewhat ethnic name, because 5 minutes later, the police arrive.
Stand on the box, get to the vent. Stand on it. Jump on the box. Please. Okay, come on. Yes. Enter. Other key. There you go.
I commit a heinous crime at City Hall with absolutely no repercussions,
We get trolled.
and make my way over to Duarte's apartment. I meet this lady who denied my request of information, so I give her a little love tap so she knows who's boss. I proceed to get shot up. This game has highly unrealistic crime recognition. I expect to be shot at by the whole block after what I did earlier, but this is when I get shot. Pathetic. I make my way over to Duarte's apartment, and am greeted by a man with one of the strangest builds I've ever seen in my life. Just seeing that waistline to calf ratio alone, I'm not sure whether I should be worried or impressed. I ask him about Duarte, and he tells me his full name and that he's in the room right now. With this incredible lead, I do what any sane person would do in this situation. I run back to the dead lady's house, steal her money, bribe the man I just got this information with the money I stole, enter his house, and then beat the consciousness out of him. It's just a job, what can I say? During my escapades, I discover a lot of key information. I find and talk to Duarte.
Oh, that's him. He's nerdy as hell. There's no, that's his Jeffrey Dahmer head ass right.
Discover he's a shapeshifter.
Never mind. That's probably him. I mean, well, he just changed his outfit.
I then find out him and the black man I talked to earlier are in a loving gay relationship. Full power to them, but all I have to say is that this game would give Netflix a run for their money on the diversity quota.
Barack
Obama.
Barack Obama. Yes, we can. Yeah. It's true. Barack.
Back here after knocking out Barack, I stand over his body thinking about my actions. As I scan his prints and realize he wasn't at the murder scene, I start to feel a little regretful. Maybe these people are innocent. Did I really have to barge into their home, rummage around, and knock one of them out? I should just quit my detective job and start working at Burger King or something. Just kidding, I start stealing shit. You always have to keep your mind on the bag 24/7. The resale value on this stuff is through the roof. Think I'm just gonna leave it laying around? Barack wakes up completely disoriented. With this opportunity, I don't spend my time detecting. Instead, I start pulling books out of their bookshelf expecting a secret passageway to open. I'm not sure what I was smoking when I had this brilliant idea. I then enter the bedroom where Barack is sleeping and find one piece of evidence that made all the puzzle pieces line up. A misdemeanor report listing crimes that I commit on a daily basis. It was then that I figured it out. I was the one that killed Ji Woo Yu. Just kidding, it says Duarte Maldonado at the top. Who do you think I am? Some kind of monster? I proceed to wake Barack up and then punch him back unconscious. I then hack into his partner's computer without his consent. I log into his email and see a bunch of suspicious messages from an unknown entity named The Board. With messages like, your new target is X, with the address underneath, it's clear this guy is some sort of contract killer. Can you really blame him? He's just trying to get that bag. Barack wakes up for the second time, and I knock him out for the third time. When will this guy realize I'm not interested? I leave the apartment to go look for Duarte, but luckily for me, he walks up the stairs right in front of me. I look through my inventory, deciding what to do, before eventually deciding on violence. I follow him into his apartment and start beating the living shit out of him and the now awake Barack. I am an equal opportune hands thrower. I do not care if you're black, white, woman, or man. If there is a face to punch, I will punch it. Feeling great about the amazing detective work I've just done, I arrest Duarte and hand his file into the police. And there done diddly goes another good day of detecting in the great town of... why did I name it that? Maybe you too can create your own stories. Just 20 crisp American dollars away from endless detecting on Steam. Bye now. Also, do the